Hey everyone, my name is Daniel, and in this video, we'll take a look at the agent-to-agent protocol, which is a new feature available in Copilot Studio. And to really test this feature's ability, I decided that the agent on the other end should be on the Google Cloud Service. On the Google Cloud Service, I have two agents. One is called as the burger agent, and the other one, a pizza agent. And then using the agent-to-agent protocol, which is the new feature in Copilot Studio, I was able to successfully connect both of those Google agents over here. After which conversation I had with my Copilot Studio agent regarding these prompts, I was able to successfully get the answers from the Google Cloud Service agents. So stick around, because if you're ready to extend the ability of Copilot Studio and even leverage other agentic services such as Google, then this is the video you want to watch. But first, here's my intro video. So let's get started. And first, let's spend a few minutes over here on the Google Cloud Service side, which is GCS, just to show you these two agents that I built. So here I am in my Google Cloud Service. When I go and click on the hamburger menu, I come over here to the Google Cloud and I click on Overview. And this is where I can show you those two agents that I built. And for each one of them, you can see that the region is in the US Central, and I can go and click on either one of them to actually get more information. Two features over here I've been making use of is the metrics and the logs. That way, anytime I'm actually connecting to this agent from Copilot Studio side, I can see the hits that I'm getting over here. The other one is the security piece, and I want to call this out upfront. For the sake of this demo, like this is just a proof of concept demo, I have set it up as a allow public access. However, this has full capability to also go into an IAM, which is independent access management, going in and using security groups or even a service principal. This feature is available over here. However, for my demo's sake, I just made sure that I will stay away from the authentication complications just to make sure that, hey, can I at least connect the two services? So I want to call that out, all right? Now say if you are also interested to do this type of proof of concept and you need these two agents on a Google Cloud Service, then Google has done a fantastic job providing you this tutorial. It's called as the Codelabs. So take this URL, which I've put in the description below, and come over here in the search and just type in A2A. And the moment you do that, it gives you some options over here available. This one on the right, the getting started with agent to agent, that's the one that I used over here. And you can see it's got a step-by-step instructions over here, literally walks you through how to create those two agents. And when I say the two agents, is this one. One of them is the burger agent and the other one is the pizza agent. I literally followed these step-by-step and went and got those two agents. The neat thing is all of this configuration was done on the browser. I did not need to install any desktop application. In fact, majority of this configuration was done using PowerShell, and the entire PowerShell script, they give it to you in that documentation. And guess what? The place to run that commands is also directly on the browser. And here's an example of mine. And after the configuration is done, you can test it on the browser itself. On the top over here, they've got a web preview option. When you select it, this window comes up, and now I can actually go and put in a test prompt. I says, I want to order one barbecue chicken pizza and one spicy Cajun burger. When I go and click on it, it goes ahead and talks to the two agents that I just created and gives me a response back. I love the response because it actually goes ahead and tells me, hey, what it is that I asked, how the information was sent in the code language, how it was received, and the response that I got. And if you're interested about this currency, it is an Indonesian currency. For some reason, that is what Google went ahead and gave it to us in the demo. So that's what I'm going to use over here. But this is an overview of how I got the Google Cloud Services and those two agents set up. Even someone at a beginner level like me was able to go ahead and follow through those instructions and at least get those two agents set up. Okay, so we tested that the agents are working inside this Google umbrella. What I want to confirm is, hey, can I hit these two agents externally? And before we jump into the Microsoft Cloud Services side, I decided to at least test this with Postman just to make sure, hey, can I talk to them externally? So let's go do that next. So first, I'm going to go ahead and make some calls to my burger agent, and I'll do the exact same for the pizza agent as well. So right over here, I am making post calls. And for that, these are the URLs that I need. And if you're interested, these URLs directly came from the Google side. In fact, I'll show you where it is. See, I'd shown you the two agents that I created. When I click on either one of them, I get the entire URL or URI directly from here. So I didn't have to go hunting for it. It was available right on the top, right? And I did the exact same thing for the pizza agent as well. Got both of those URLs. All right, next is the body that I have to create to send the request. And for that, this is how I got it set up. Now, this took me a little bit of tweaking and learning basically how Google accepts it. And the place I actually got this information was from the test that I did. Once again, when I come back over here, see this testing that I did, this is how I was able to see that in the test, how is the information sent? So I got my ideas from here, and thanks to the Google Gemini's Copilot, I put this in, had a conversation with it, and it gave me the nice clean format of the send request over here. Keep in mind, this is of type raw, and I'm sending it as a JSON command. I also tested that this works for test as well. Both of them work. All right, so for the burger one, I'm basically saying I want to order 1 spicy Cajun burger. And so from Postman, I'm going and sending this directly to Google. So let's go and click on send, all right? The send request is actually going on. Here, I got a status of 200, okay, 200 is good, thumbs up, everything was successful. But I can also go and read the response I get, the body response. So would you like to confirm your order for 1 spicy Cajun burger? Again, here is the cost, and then it's asking for confirmation. This response is what I got from the agent, which means I know for sure that the agent received it and gave me a response back. So this is for the burger agent, the exact same thing for the pizza one, all right? All the configuration is the exact same, the URL is the same, the call is of type post, selected the raw, JSON, and then here is the type of question that I asked. When I go and click on send, I'm sending it from Postman directly to Google. I even got a response back, and I can see over here in the text, it says, okay, your order for 1 barbecue chicken pizza has been placed. So this to me proved that the Google agents can be communicated externally. So now I'm confident to switch gears and go into the Microsoft Copilot Studio site and use their A2A protocol. So we're now in the Microsoft Copilot Studio Full. Full means this is where I can actually go and do my customized bot creation. And for that, you have to make sure that you're in a selected environment. So here is mine, it's called Christian Family Prod, and I already have a few engines created. I'm gonna create a new one. So I'm gonna come and select create a blank agent. It is getting things ready over here. And now I'm in the studio part of it or configuration. So I have to wait because all of this needs to get loaded up. And then the next thing I'll do is come over here and change the agent name. So as you can see, instructions is the part that we're waiting for. So let this loading part finish. All right, good. The agent is provisioned. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to change this name to A2A meal deal. And even this icon, I'm going to change that a bit. I'll show you this test right over here. We'll select that one, click on open. That's the icon that I created. So I'll go and click on save. It's processing a request. There you go. And there you go. That the icon updated, the name updated. And for the description, I'm going to go put this text. It says, this agent does an A2A protocol with Google's Gemini agents to put in an order for pizza and burgers. All right, good. Name is good. Icon is good. Description is good. I'll go and click on save, processing our request. That way, this thing gets saved. Everything else, I'm going to leave it as is. I'm not giving any instructions, knowledge, because what I want to do is jump straight into the agents piece. Come over here to the add agent. In here, come to connect to an external agent, click on the drop down and select agent to agent. Once I click on it, this is where we are going to spend the next few minutes. All right, so the first thing we need over here is the agent endpoint URL. And you guessed it, this is the exact same URL that we use to test in Postman. So does it make sense why I did that intermediate step? Like before I even came over here, I just made sure that even I had all the correct information, the URL, the prompts and stuff like that. So all I have to do is go back into my Postman right over here. And for, let's say, the burger agent, I'm just going to grab this one right over here. Do that, or I can just Control All, Control C, come here, and then paste it on this side. Now, in case you are one of those people who actually hovered over here and saw this message, I want to clear your doubt as well. Because this text may confuse you a little bit. It says, if your agent card is hosted on a well-known location, say Google, enter its full URL. And its full URL ends with a .json. Now, if you go digging through the Google Gemini side, you will find this URL, but what I'm telling you is don't use it. And why? Because I tested this even on the Postman side. This URL, this is the actual URL for the agent, and that's what you need for this connection, all right? So don't go putting some extra stuff, just put in this much. But keep in mind, I'm doing it for the Google Gemini. If you are touching some other external data source, you might need that additional JSON URL as well. So that's why I showed you this over here, because this is what the documentation is telling, the instructions is telling. And so if something like this doesn't work in your scenario, you could go ahead and extend it to this full URL, all right? Giving you all the options. All right, so this is for the burger one. So I'm just gonna call this as the burger agent. And then here I'm gonna say connecting to Google's Gemini, Google's A2A protocol, all right? All right, I highlighted it, do a control C because I'm going to use that for the other agent as well. All right, in the authentication piece, now remember on the Google side, I had shown that for the sake of this demo, I have allowed public access. See, right over here, I came in and under the security, I showed public access. What this did is I did not require any authentication. See right over here, it says no authentication checks will be performed. So for my scenario in this demo, I opted in as authentication none. However, here's the beauty of it. You've got API key, which you can go ahead and put in this information, or you also have the OAuth 2.0. This would be the ideal one if you're doing it on your production site. Go ahead and get in the client ID, the client secret. These are something that you can go ahead and register on your Entra ID site, register an app over there, get all this information. So if you are doing a production type, you definitely want to go on the Auth 2.0, all right? No doubt about that. But for the sake of this demo, I'm leaving it as none. All right, so now if I click on create, this is the point that if something is wrong, you will start to get an error, all right? So I'm patiently waiting over here because it's going and checking the URL. It is make sure, hey, can I even go ahead and connect to it without any authentication? Like all of that testing is happening in the backend. So as this wheel is spinning, we just have to wait just to make sure if everything is okay. And that's good. We got to this screen. This is huge, all right? Now, what we have to do is go ahead and also make the connection. All right, so this is where it can get a little confusing because I didn't require any authentication. So what type of connection do I need? And I have to do something because the add and configure is grayed out. So here's what you do. You simply click on the drop down and just say create a new connection. Because I selected the no authentication option, no pop-up window came in asking me for any information, all right? It just went straight over here and now I click on create. So the final connection piece is being done. It went ahead and did that in the back end, and I'll show you that in a minute. But now this button over here, add and configure, that becomes available. It's no longer grayed out. So click on it and let the final piece finish, all right? This is the part that we just have to wait because any second now, we'll be able to come to the agents and our new burger agent should be available there. There you go. It came in on this side. Everything is as is. And if I just click out over here, you can now see our burger agent. Now let me pause over here and jump in and show you how the connection was made. And to do that, it's always best to go and do that on the Power Apps side because Power Apps is where I can see all of my connections. So when you switch over, just make sure that you're in the same environment. This is in Copilot Studio where we're making the agent, and the environment I have is the Christian Family Prod. But when the tab opened up for Power Apps, it actually took me to the wrong environment. So I'll just make sure I come to the right one, Copilot Prod over here. Click on custom connectors because it literally is a custom connection that you've created. And over here, we see our burger agent. So our burger agent. So this is basically the connection that this is how the A2A protocol connection works. You actually did create a custom connector for your Power Platform. All right, so we did the burger one. Let's go and finish off the pizza one as well. All right, same thing. I'll go and come and add an agent. And then I'll click on connect to an external agent, select the A2A agent, and same set of information I'm going to get over here. So now I need to grab that URL for the pizza one. And I can just go get that from my Postman. Come over here to the pizza agent, select this, do a control C. And if for some reason you didn't do this, you can always go back to your Google or your other third party and grab that URL from there. So I'm coming back now, pasting it here. I'm going to call this as my pizza agent, and here I think I still have, nope, I don't have that. I'm going to call that as my Google's A2A protocol. I'm leaving the authentication as none. I'm going to click on create. This is the part that we wait patiently just to make sure that the connection has gone through. It did. We are here in the intermediate step. You know what to do next. Click on this drop down, select the create new connection. This is the connection that it is creating. So I'll just select create. After the connection is created, I now have the option to select the add and configure. So I'll go and finish that part. And there you go. We have the pizza agent side as well. But if I switch tabs and go back to that Power Apps one, and if I just do a refresh, I should see another connection over here. And that will be for the pizza agent. And there you go. The second custom connector, which is for the pizza agent, also got created over here. All right. All right. Now, one other tip I want to share with you for both of these is in the configuration of both of these agents. Let's go to the burger agent first. I'll click over here, and here under the additional details, if you scroll down a little bit, right over here, it says credentials to use. By default, it selects the end user credentials. And this is right if you're using the OAuth 2.0 where it's always user context based. But in my scenario, I actually want to go ahead and make it to the maker provided credentials. This is for me, all right? So it might be something similar for you also. If you're getting those type of errors and you realize that, oh, I'm actually went ahead and got the connection done through a dedicated service account or something like that, come and change this, right? Change this credential to the maker provided one. So I'm doing that for the burger agent. I'm going and clicking on save. Finished it on the burger one. Let me go and do that for the pizza one as well. Coming in, clicking on the additional details, scrolling a little bit down, and I'm going to change from end user to maker provided and click on save. This is done. All right. So now let's just go start putting in the exact same prompts that we have on Postman. So I want to start easy first. I'm going to actually ask a prompt which is very specific to only the pizza agent. All right. So I'm going to go and click on enter. It is going ahead and generating the plan, switched us directly over this place, and voila, in the first shot, it went ahead and gave us the answer. Yeah, you and I know that this information came directly from the Google site. So we know that the pizza agent is working. Let me go and do something similar for the burger one, all right? So this is my prompt that says, I want to order one spicy Cajun burger. So I'll go and click on that one. It is going in and talking to the agent on the Google side. Already told me what it is doing, and there you go. It went in and sent that successfully, all right? It goes and grabs the order ID and does all of that, which is great. So we know successfully now both the agents are working. But let's also test the prompt. Like, can I go ahead and send a multi-request on a single prompt? And for that, I'm going to put this one in. It says, I want to order one barbecue chicken pizza and one spicy Cajun burger. Go ahead and click that information in, which is basically a combination of the two. And therefore, it went and did the pizza agent first, and then it did the burger agent afterwards. See, it gave me a full overview just on one request side. So this is a good test to see if the orchestration of Copilot Studio also works for this A2A protocol. And we successfully tested that. Isn't this awesome? So in conclusion, I want to mention two things. As you already noticed, the A2A protocol is currently in preview. And you know what I have to say about preview, right? It's look, touch, play, just don't go production with it. Definitely get your hands on it and get yourself familiar with it. And for the second one, it's the authentication. Remember, I went in and selected as the public access, which was no authentication required. For your scenarios, I highly recommend you go with the OAuth 2. Get yourself familiar with setting up that higher level authentication, because once you've tested it successfully, you can go and transfer that over to the production side as well. All right. Just thought I'll call out those two important things. But isn't this awesome? We successfully did an agent-to-agent protocol. And what better way to test it than actually have two giant agents talking to each other, one on the Microsoft side and the other one on the Google Gemini side. It actually worked. The protocol was able to talk to each other. So hopefully this video was helpful to you and now gets you excited to go ahead and extend the agentic capability. And as always, use Copilot Studio. Hey everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm a community contributor focusing on all things AI related. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like and leave a comment behind. I love reading the feedback you leave behind as it really helps me shape my future content. And if you want more content like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. So once again, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.